We are watching President Trump taking questions ahead of his departure for the United Kingdom. He called it a great honor to be the first elected political leader invited for a second state visit by the British monarch. On the Russia-Ukraine peace efforts, he says President Zelensky will have to make a deal. He also says it takes two to tango and that he's working to get Presidents Putin and Zelensky to sit down together. Asked whether he has confidence in FBI Director Kash Patel, who's testifying on Capitol Hill right now, he praised the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, and then pointed to Patel's work in getting the Charlie Kirk shooting suspect in custody. And the president also teased his upcoming conversation with Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday, saying they have reached a deal to save TikTok. Let's bring in senior White House correspondent Selena Wang for more as we watch the president getting ready to depart to the UK. Selena, what's at stake on this trip for the president, and what are you watching for?
Yeah, well, first of all, there's going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance. You heard the president just moments ago calling this a great honor. As you mentioned, this is a historic second state visit for the president. There are some differences this time around. Instead of the events being held at Buckingham Palace, they'll be at Windsor. And also, of course, it's going to be King Charles that's going to be hosting the president, with also Princess Catherine and Prince William playing a major role in all of this. And we've heard from White House officials that a big part of this is, of course, strengthening the U.S.-UK relationship, and that they will be announcing major investment deals, partnerships, especially in research and defense. But diplomacy, of course, is going to be critical here. On the final day, the president will be meeting with the UK's Prime Minister Starmer, and you can expect our UK ally to press the president on a whole host of issues, especially when it comes to the Russia-Ukraine war. There's a lot of concern for our European allies about what the president's next move is, what comes next here. Remember that historic summit that the president held with Vladimir Putin just weeks ago in Alaska, that was billed as a step towards peace. But since then, Putin has only become more emboldened, escalating, expanding his war. There's also consternation from our allies about the president's reaction to those Russian drones that violated Polish airspace. The president had suggested that it may have been a mistake. Poland insists that it was deliberate. You also heard the president talk a little bit about his threat of sanctions on Russia. This is something that the president has repeatedly threatened to do, and then he has walked back and not gone through with. The president's latest threat is that he's ready to impose them, but only if all NATO countries are on board and agree to stop buying Russian oil. Well, experts tell me this is pretty much an empty threat, since there are some NATO countries like Turkey that are pretty much very likely not going to stop buying Russian oil. Diane.
All right, senior White House correspondent Selena Wang, thank you.